Huh? Crisp weather, clear skies. It's been lovely, but are those clear skies going to stick around? Meteorologist John Birchfield has the answer.
Well, tomorrow it's going to be a transition to some rainy fall weather, especially during the morning time frame. Showers are going to be likely. You're going to wake up to steady, moderate rain that'll leave behind a half an inch of rainfall with isolated 1-inch amounts south of Toledo. I'm watching a warm front lifting in from the southwest, and that is going to bring with it some steady bands of rainfall before and near daybreak Sunday. Those showers already starting to push into western Indiana, and they'll be here within a couple of hours. Let's break down the hour-by-hour timeline as that warm front advances from the southwest. That steady rain moves in by daybreak, and through late morning, you can plan on steady rainfall to be likely and make for a soggy Sunday. Into the afternoon, showers are going to push off to the east of Toledo, and in the wake of that warm front, a cold front moves in on the backside of that system and will welcome back some dry weather for your Veterans Day. So how much rain can you expect? And also, what about those temperatures this week? I'll have your full 10-day breakdown coming up. Michael.
All right, John, we'll see you then. Pharmacy chains across the country continue to close their doors in record numbers, but one Toledo group is looking to offer a local alternative, with Sylvania Family Pharmacy holding a grand opening today for their second location in West Toledo. Dominique O'Neill joins us in studio now. So, Dominique, you went to this grand opening. How was it, and why did the owners decide to add a new location now?
Well, Michael, the owners tell me it was just good timing to open in this area. They say they'll offer a good alternative to all the chains closing and other local pharmacies being overwhelmed.
2, 1.
It's the start of a local solution to a national question. What pharmacy should I turn to? Walgreens recently announced they will close 1,200 to 1,500 stores over the next couple of years. And Rite Aid has shuttered more than 500 stores since 2023. Including some of their locations in Toledo. For some, it's now hard to know where to turn to get your prescriptions. But the owners of Sylvania Family Pharmacy say they want to serve as a bright light in the face of uncertainty.
It's a really rewarding feeling to be able to give back to the community, especially in a time of uncertainty with all the pharmacies closing around us, and just being able to help patients that may feel displaced and not know that small independent pharmacies exist here.
And people living nearby, WTOL 11 spoke to, couldn't agree more and are thrilled by the expansion.
I think it's wonderful for the community to have options to the large retail chain stores and think more locally in terms of their pharmaceutical needs.
This is now Sylvania Family Pharmacy's second location in the Toledo area. The first is on North Holland Sylvania Road in Bancroft. That business has been standing for about 2.5 years now.
We decided, hey, if we're going to expand, we're going to bring pharmacy closer to them. So, we came up with this location. This location opened up for us, and, we jumped right on it.
And community leaders say they're glad the business is taking the next step.
I think it's really great that we have another pharmacy opening up. We've had several that have closed now, and this just means more convenience for people in Toledo and the suburbs. So we're very proud of the fact that they have arrived, and we wish them all the very best.
And the owners tell me to help with wait times, they offer free delivery for customers. Reporting in studio, Dominique O'Neill, WTOL 11.
All right, thanks, Dom. Just days after the announcement that more than 1,000 Stellantis employees will be laid off in January, comes the news that more than 200 Mobis North America workers face the same fate. UAW Local 12 President Bruce Baumhauer tells WTOL 11 that vehicle sales are down by almost 1/3 this year.
This is huge. It's really a big deal, and it starts with sales. The Wrangler was doing 240,000 a year. Now we're down to doing about 140,000. Gladiator is down dramatically, and so when we can't sell the cars, we don't need the suppliers, and so it's very difficult.
In addition to Baumhauer, we talked to UAW Local 14 President Tony Toddy last night. Local 14 represents employees at the GM Propulsion Systems plant. He told us, quote, "Our sales are still strong and our schedules remain unchanged. It will be interesting to see if new tariffs will be placed on vehicles coming in from other countries. That could help us, but it depends on the pricing strategies of the companies. It is too early to tell," unquote. Jeep has been synonymous with Toledo for nearly a century, and many families have relied on it for their livelihood. The Glass City has been its home to production of the iconic brand since World War II. Jeff Smith has more.
It's a Jeep thing. From production of the iconic vehicles during World War II to the hybrid and electric Wranglers of today, Toledo and Jeep have a history.
We've been a big part of Jeep since its inception. We're considered one of the inventors of the Jeep.
After military production moved from Toledo in the 70s, American Motors converted the Stickney plant for vehicle production. Ownership would change hands to Chrysler in 1987. A decade later, the company started building the Toledo North Assembly Plant. It became home to the Jeep Liberty in 2001. Then, the Jeep Cherokee in 2013. That's when the company added a second shift. Toledo built its last Cherokee in 2017, when parent company Fiat Chrysler invested $700 million into the Toledo North plant to build the next generation Wrangler. Another $1 billion would be used to modernize Toledo's South plant to build the all-new Jeep Gladiator. The move added 700 new jobs, and the new truck hit dealer lots in 2019.
It's the first truck that you can actually take the roof off. There's all kinds of customization that you can do with it. It's just a different look, too, for a mid-sized truck.
Now, 5 years later, sales are slumping, and parent company Stellantis is making cuts to second shift, leaving nearly 1,200 workers from the Gladiator line off the job indefinitely.
The notice from Stellantis told employees those layoffs could start as soon as January 5th. WTOL 11 will continue to track this story as it develops, and you can head over to WTOL.com for the most up-to-date information. Time is ticking to make sure your provisional ballot counts this election cycle. The deadline to clear up issues that caused you to provisionally vote is today. Now the Secretary of State urges voters to go to the County Board of Elections and provide the necessary things to validate the ballot. He says this is important since the congressional race has not been called yet here in Northwest Ohio. More than 137,000 provisional ballots were cast statewide on Election Day. Current and next president are set to meet next week at the White House, in keeping with tradition when a transition is underway. CBS's Christian Benavides is in West Palm Beach, Florida, with the latest on President-elect Donald Trump's efforts to appoint top members of his team ahead of the January 20th inauguration.
The White House says President Joe Biden and President-elect Donald Trump will meet in the Oval Office on Wednesday. The post-election meeting is a tradition between an outgoing and incoming president to demonstrate the nation's peaceful transfer of power. Trump did not host Biden after the 2020 election, an election that Trump falsely claims he did not lose. After Trump's resounding election victory against Vice President Kamala Harris, Biden reflected on the Democratic loss.
Setbacks are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgivable.
President-elect Trump's transition team is based here in West Palm Beach, Florida, just miles from his Mar-a-Lago state, which was known as the Winter White House during his first administration.
According to two sources close to the transition, Chad Wolf, the former acting Homeland Security Secretary under Trump's first administration, is another name being floated by Trump insiders as a top contender for that same position. It will be a key posting in the Trump White House. During his campaign, the president-elect promised to crack down on illegal immigration at the southern border and deport migrants who have entered the country illegally. For Secretary of State Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty, Rick Grenell, former ambassador to Germany, and Florida Senator Marco Rubio are being floated. To head the CIA, John Radcliffe is seen as a top contender. Christian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
The community's CPR 419 invited people to help save lives by getting certified to do CPR. Hosted at Bowsher High School, the 4th annual Community CPR Initiative gives free education to the public on cardiovascular disease, as well as teaching people how to perform CPR. The CDC says more than 700,000 people died from heart disease in 2022, and CC 419 wants to bring communities together to help save lives.
It's a key essential part of life, and we want to make sure that the community knows the importance of pushing to save lives, coming together, understanding the skills, the updates, and the importance of just actually having that skill set to help someone whenever you need it.
The event also included a drum line to open the event and also had 30 vendors from local businesses here in Toledo. John?
Well, grab that umbrella. You're going to wake up to a rainy Sunday morning. Here's a look ahead to my hour-by-hour forecast. How much rain is going to fall and when do we dry out? The answer is next. Welcome back in. You'll need that umbrella and rain jacket heading out tomorrow morning. It is going to be a soggy start to your Sunday. Steady rainfall picks up before daybreak, and we're expecting ½ an inch of rainfall, and those south of Toledo could see around 1 inch of rain with this system. Here's where we stand on Doppler radar. Dry weather for much of Ohio. However, as a warm front lifts in from the west and southwest, showers will become increasingly likely well after midnight. Those light rain showers are already moving into Indiana, and I expect the rainfall to pick up right around daybreak tomorrow. A few sprinkles moving through the Fort Wayne metro, and there could even be a few areas of drizzle west of Toledo in locations like Williams, Defiance, and Hillsdale counties. Let's set the clock into motion on the hour-by-hour forecast. This area of moderate rain is going to move in before daybreak as that warm front lifts on through. The rain is really going to pick up some steam, and it could come down steadily at times, so you'll need those wipers and headlights driving to church or the grocery store tomorrow. Looking ahead towards the afternoon, rain pushes off into eastern Ohio. If you do have outdoor plans, not going to be a washout. In fact, much of the afternoon is expected to be dry, and then in the evening, a cold front swings on through. That'll bring with it breezy conditions, but also dry weather for your Veterans Day. A little closer to home, widespread rainfall is looking likely. Those showers go along with a breezy feel. Late morning, we're still going to be seeing rain, especially along and east of I-75, and then into the afternoon, rainfall diminishes and clears on out. So how much rain can you expect? Latest data still shows around ½ an inch of rainfall, a bit more south and east of the Maumee River. Locations like Fremont, Findlay, and Upper Sandusky could get closer to 1 inch, and the rainfall amounts north and west, say towards Hillsdale, Devils Lake, Adrian, Tecumseh. Those areas will see a little bit less in the way of rainfall. After a soggy morning, the afternoon is going to be mild and breezy. Winds may gust to 25 miles an hour with high temperatures in the middle 60s. Leaf raking, not ideal. Any sort of hope for outdoor plans going to have to wait until the afternoon hours. We do welcome back some sunshine for your Monday, Veterans Day. Brilliant and beautiful with temperatures near 60, but still a little breezy. Tuesday turns cooler with temperatures down in the lower 50s, and on Wednesday the chance for some scattered showers will make a comeback. Tomorrow's also notable because it is the anniversary of a historic event that involves the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, the largest freighter or the largest ship ever to sink in the Great Lakes region. We'll be talking more about this tomorrow night on the news. On November 10th of 1975, the entire crew of 29 passed away in that shipwreck. including a captain and several crew members from the city of Toledo. A powerful area of low pressure brought gale force winds to the upper Great Lakes, and that freighter departed in Duluth and didn't make it on the entire voyage as a result of that system. It was carrying a type of iron ore to Detroit, Toledo, and a number of other port cities on the Great Lakes, but due to the storm track of this low, the Edmund Fitzgerald sank about 49 years ago tomorrow. We're going to have more coming up on the news tomorrow at 11. Showers return to the picture Wednesday. In addition to that breeze, soak up the sun Monday and Tuesday ahead of that next cold front. Dry weather returns Thursday into Friday. Could see some isolated showers into next weekend. Overall, temperatures holding steady in the mid-50s. Michael?
All right, thanks, John. Excuse me. The food pantry at St. Vincent de Paul continues to see an increased need for food assistance. And today, their monthly drive-through donation event, Feed Our Neighbors, saw people from across the area come to lend a helping hand. Christy Schwartz gets us an inside look.
Today we're having our monthly food collection. We're collecting food for our monthly pantry appointments plus Thanksgiving. We have been doing this for probably the last 10 to 15 years. We hold monthly food collections on the second Saturday of every month, yearly. So everybody who's within our conference area that we serve with the pantry calls us, and then we set up an appointment and we serve them. We're open once a week. We don't have a set day. We base it on the volunteers because we're all volunteers. Everybody's money does not go as far at the grocery store. So we serve a lot of people who are on SNAP, and their money only lasts a couple weeks. So one thing, just for everybody to understand, when you get SNAP benefits, you can only use those for food items. You cannot use them for toilet paper, laundry soap, shampoo, toothpaste. So we collect those today also. So everybody that leaves here leaves with a bag of hygiene products. So to be able to help with Thanksgiving when their money's very low is just a true blessing to serve a lot of people. And just being on the phone with the neighbors we serve who are really struggling, the senior citizens, the single moms with children who have not wonderful paying jobs at the moment, and they're just trying to make ends meet, and getting a little extra food to stretch their food budget is amazing. Perfect. There's a lot of people struggling all over Lucas County, all over Northwest Ohio, and we are just one part of the whole puzzle. But there are a lot of people in need in this part of Ohio. We all can use a little hope, and we all could use some prayers.
Always nice to see the community come together. And speaking of, guests enjoyed an evening of performances at the Hart Gallery in downtown Toledo. There was dancing, music, and a fashion show representing different cultures across the 419. 10 local restaurants catered the gala and set up stations across the gallery for guests to try. Organizers hope the gala gives people a greater perspective of their community.
No matter where you come from, no matter what you believe, no matter how you feel, you can come and celebrate with people that are different from you, with people that are like you. Have fun, enjoy yourself, dance a little bit, watch performances, roam around, and see what we have to offer in Northwest Ohio and Lucas County.
All proceeds from tonight's gala will go back toward Women of Toledo's mentorship programs. Chase?
Michael, thanks. When we return, Ohio State was in action taking on Purdue. Tyler Segerman has a report from Ohio Stadium. Plus, Anthony Wayne volleyball in the state championship. Noel Blumel has more from Dayton. That's all coming up next in sports. Sports brought to you by Jim White Honda. Welcome back. It was another Saturday of college football. Ohio State was home in Columbus taking on Purdue. Our Tyler Segerman has more from Ohio Stadium.
Hey Chase, here in Columbus, the Buckeyes are on a mission to prove that they are the best team in the country. Now, ultimately, that's going to be decided in the coming months once the playoff rolls on, but Ohio State made it a point to show just how dominant the Scarlet and Gray can be. Hosting Purdue this afternoon in another packed horseshoe, fans excited to see OSU back home, including our guy, Big Nut, who always brings the spirit. Paying off with Ohio State already on top when we head to the second quarter. Check out this play design as Will Howard waits for G. Scott to clear, and he's got reservations for 6 coming right at you to put the Buckeyes up 14-0. Later, history being made. Howard will find the freshman phenom Jeremiah Smith over the middle, and he'll sprint away to break the freshman record for receiving touchdowns in a season. His 9th for OSU, passes the great Chris Carter. Second half, the home team now looking to put this one to bed, calling on a jet sweep where Travion Henderson takes the handoff, bounces off a tackler, and proceeds to beat everyone to the pylon in powerful fashion, mind you. Buckeyes add another. But let's not forget about the defense. They wanted to join the scoring party too. Ensuing possession, JT Tuimolau punches the ball free. Jack Sawyer picks up the loose rock, and he's ready to celebrate with the crowd. They'd also pitch a shutout as Ohio State indeed rolls over the Boilermakers 45-0.
We're going to go back on the film and figure out the things that we got to continue to clean up and get better at across the board. It wasn't all clean today. It wasn't. But I thought guys played hard. And again, good to see us respond coming off an emotional win. You watch it all across college football. We've been a part of that too, where you come off an emotional win like that and you have a letdown going into the game. We're in November now. Like every single snap matters, every play matters.
Overall, to come out of it, 21-26. That's solid, and I'm proud of how I took care of the ball today, and that's a big emphasis for us. So coming off after last week, this is a solid performance, but not perfect by any means, and I still got a lot of stuff to clean up. So that's how I like to approach these things. I'm never satisfied.
So with an all-around complete performance to be happy about, Ohio State now prepares for another cool opportunity to play inside Wrigley Field. That's right, the Buckeyes taking to the diamond to line up against Northwestern next Saturday. Here in Columbus, Tyler Segerman, WTOL 11.
Tyler, thanks. Over in Bloomington, Indiana, Michigan taking on the number 7 team in America, the 9-0 Indiana Hoosiers. Now, this game was not what you wanted to see if you were a Michigan fan. Indiana led 17-3 at the half. Wolverines picked it up in the second half with a Kalel Mullings touchdown here, cuts the lead to just 2. In the fourth quarter, Michigan driving 4th and 10. Davis Warren hits Colston Loveland, diving for the first down, but the refs would mark him short. Hoosiers took over and ran out the clock. Michigan falls by a final of 20-15, and the Wolverines drop to 5-5 on the season. Meanwhile, in high school football playoffs, Seneca Sioux and the Tiffin Calvert Senecas in their second round game versus Delphus St. John's. First quarter, St. John's with the ball, quarterback throws, but John Schumacher jumps the route. That ball is picked off and going the other way. Calvert couldn't turn it into points, but they keep St. John's off the board. Later, Blue Jays quarterback, he's going to drop back. He's hurried, forced to scramble here. He's going to throw on the run, and that ball is picked off again. This time it's Logan DeMoss, and the Senecas trail by 1 score at the half. But in the second half, St. John's punches it in here to go ahead 2 scores, and that would be more than enough for the Blue Jays. They shut out Calvert 27-0. Calvert's season comes to an end in the second round. Now to the hardwood, Anthony Wayne playing in their first ever state title game, taking on Cincinnati St. Ursula. First set here, Mallory Pike with a stuff block straight to the ground, gets the first set win. In the second set now, it's set point. This time Leah Pike finds the hardwood with an ace here, and just like that, the Generals are 2-0. Later, again from the service line, this time it's Charlie Gardner. Gets another ace here, trying to help Anthony Wayne close it out. But the Bulldogs would take set 3, and in the fourth, Mallory Pike with the hard swing straight to the floor, grabs a kill from the middle. Then, on the service line again, Ryan Jerwat tossing it up, secures the float serve ace to keep the Generals alive. But St. Ursula coming from behind, forcing a 5th set. Leah Pike here sets it up for her sister Mallory, slams it to the deep corner to keep Anthony Wayne in the fight. Coming down the wire, Aubrey Reiger sets it in the middle to Leah, slams it for another Generals kill. But it wouldn't be enough as Anthony Wayne loses a heartbreaker in 5 sets. Noelle Blumel was there and has more from the Generals.
A devastating day for Anthony Wayne girls volleyball, claiming the state runner-up title after being up 2 sets. And there wasn't a dry eye after the award ceremony, mainly because the seniors who impacted this program most will not get another chance.
We're going to miss Ryan Gerwall on this team as just a senior leader, but sorry. But I mean, you can see in our timeouts, the players take charge. They wanted this, and as a staff, we were just grateful to be a part of it all.
Most of all, I hope that these two actually right here can carry on what I was doing, because I don't know. I mean, people are always like, yeah, like it's awesome to be an awesome leader, like for the team, but like feeling a group of people rely on you, like emotionally, and like feeling that trust, something really special. So I'll walk away never forgetting that.
This team brought a level of swag that we haven't seen this program in a long time. A lot of energy on the court, celebration. And it's been years since we've seen that in this program, and we're looking forward to that kind of swag and energy to stay.
Anthony Wayne finishes the season 25-2 overall and goes down in Generals history as the first volleyball team to ever go to state. Reporting from the Nutter Center, Noelle Blumel, WTOL 11.
And finally, the Toledo men's basketball team was at Marshall this afternoon, and the Rockets got the win 90-80. And the Walleye were playing tonight, too. They beat Cincinnati by a final score of 4-0. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. A student from Penna Career Center is adding the finishing touches on one of the sculptures at the Perrysburg Sculpture Walk. Photojournalist Christy Schwartz has the story.
Public art is just kind of like taking the lead in communities and showing how important it really is. All we did was kind of put a little bit of personal effect to this piece behind us. A student from Penna helped design it, and I just came along for the journey just to kind of finish it up and help them out. Out of 35 designs submitted, you know, Eric came through with something that wasn't overpowering the sculpture. It was help complementing the sculpture. And, you know, that's how artists cohesively work together and collaborate.
I'm learning something new. My design, I didn't really want to take like people's eyes off of the main sculpture. I didn't want them to be focused on just this and not look up at the sculpture itself, you know?
Oh, well, that was really cool.
Yeah, very cool. Good day for it weather-wise as well. The sculpture is going to get a little wet in the rain tomorrow, but indoor plans might be needed to start the day. We are still tracking steady rainfall that'll be moving in after midnight and growing heavier by daybreak. About ½ inch of rainfall likely, with rainfall totals up to about 1 inch. Sunshine returns for your Veterans Day Monday, turning cooler Tuesday with those temperatures that'll be dipping down into the lower 50s. There is the chance for some scattered showers Wednesday, as well as the return of the breeze. Our next cold front moving on through. Dry and quiet weather Thursday and Friday. Can't rule out some scattered showers into next weekend, but not looking like a washout. So I'd recommend having some indoor plans, at least for tomorrow morning. But the afternoon not looking so bad with dry weather making a return.
John, how do we feel about maybe a snowy Thanksgiving? What are the odds? What's the over-under?
Still a little too early out. Don't want to bet money on that yet.
Fair enough. All right, we'll see you again tomorrow night. Thanks so much for watching.